everyone. My name is Lucas. I'm co-founder and CEO of Revoltech. Revoltech is a company that develops alternatives to leather. We currently work on two different materials. One is called Lover and it's hemp-based, and the other one is called Matter and it's algae-based. Both of the materials are 100% bio-based and they're also biodegradable. And we make sure that our products have a very low carbon footprint, and we're very excited that our materials now find themselves in the real world and some very early applications, such as watch straps and accessories. And we're very excited to work with the fashion industry to get, to build more circular, beautiful products together. Yeah, so we're developing alternatives to leather and artificial leather. Maybe just focusing on the hemp-based material for a bit. That really follows the logic that on the agricultural side, you have waste material because the hemp cultivation, at least in Germany and I know in Canada, and it's the same, and other big hemp growing countries, that hemp or the industrial hemp is really grown for the hemp seeds. And this is, and in the plant, there's still a lot of plant fibers that can be used. And this was really the starting point for the development of our leather alternative. For us, it was always important that then not just using the fiber as a filler or as some secondary component in the material, but really making it a structural component of the material, and then not adding any polyurethane or PVC or any other synthetic matrix to it, but really using this in the end also biodegradable to really have something that is fully circular. Yeah, I think when it comes to the algae product, we're still in it's a little bit more R&D still, because it's still at lab scale, and we're just currently scaling it up to pilot scale. So, I mean, there's always loads of challenges when you develop something in the lab and then you want to try to move on and try to scale it. But this is something that we learned a lot when we developed the hemp-based material. Now we try to make less mistakes when designing new materials, that you want to make sure that the carbon footprint is actually as low as possible. And therefore, it also really and importantly, or very important, are two things. Basically, all the input materials, the footprint of the input materials, and then the energy that you put into making the material. You might be able to control when you have your own factory, your own setup, working with the renewables. Okay, that's fair enough. But I think but also sometimes you have to depend on what's available, what type of energy is available in the area you're working. And in Germany, I'm quite happy actually that it has been evolving quite well, and we're currently at over 50% of already renewables, and it's getting more and more, and we're in a great trajectory. And I think in many European countries, it's the same. So that's energy side, but let's not talk about the energy too much, because it's something that we as a small company cannot really have no control about, but we have control about the input materials. And working with hemp is actually very, very interesting as a resource, because the hemp fibers that we use for our production are actually carbon negative. And why is that the case? The hemp grows very fast, but at the same time, it grows very deep roots into the soil. So what happens after harvest, that the roots stay in the soil and they play a part in the humus formation. So the carbon is actually sequestered in the soil for a long time, which then obviously there's some diesel and so on for the tractors. When you calculate everything together, the hemp fibers come actually with a negative carbon footprint, which then really help to reduce the carbon footprint of the whole material. And this is then, of course, attractive for our clients and customers who want to build low carbon footprint products. It was quite interestingly enough, we got a lot of interest from the automotive industry, and not just here from Germany, but from all over the world, basically. Automotive was really one of the first industries that got super, super interested, because they use a lot of leather in their cars. I think probably over 20% or so of the global leather production just goes into cars. So they really really interested in finding something that replaces it, because they try to build cars that are electric and that are more sustainable. I'm actually super excited that we have now a collaboration or joint development project with Volkswagen to bring our material, the Lover, the hemp-based material, into serious production until 2028. So that's really, really exciting, and I'm also quite happy. I'm quite happy that actually you can already buy actual products with our material. So there is a Swiss watch brand that uses our material as a watch strap. There's loads of other development projects that we're currently undertaking, which aren't public yet. But over the next months and years, you're going to see more and more products popping up with our materials. And I'm particularly excited about the fashion industry. And I think there could be some very interesting applications in as accessories, for example, especially for the meta material. And yeah, but also for a lover. I think it's important for also for designers to understand also from a fashion background that developing new materials takes time and is not something that is done easily and quickly. And I sometimes when talking to not very patient, and they want the material tomorrow and they want it in 20 different colors. And I think maybe it's helpful to have like a mutual understanding that um, developing these new materials just isn't something that is done very, very quickly. And it's a great topic. Do the research and really have a deep look into the materials that you're planning to use, and not go for easy headlines in terms of, oh yeah, that sounds sustainable, but it actually probably isn't. There's a lot of greenwashing out there. And I think there's unfortunately, there's the responsibility of the designer then to really have a very close look and really ask a lot of questions, and really also ask a lot of questions to the manufacturers of materials, and to really understand the material that you're planning to use. I think that's really important, because unfortunately there is a lot of greenwashing.